Hey everybody. Okay, so today is April the 25th, 2011, and I am just chilling. It's like 11 p.m., almost midnight, and I can't really sleep. I got on YouTube, Facebook, just to check out and see how everybody was doing, to, speak with a couple of friends. And I came across, um, a new comment from someone who's, I guess, following the video, and it's regarding the Akeda situation, Akata, um, and the comments that I have about the situation, and my perspective on her statement. And I just honestly, I feel like it's being very drawn out. So I'm going to do this as a video response to my own video. Seriously. So this is where it's at. I've been having some conversations back and forth with Bluetiful, which is Bluetiful. And then also a very strong lady. Her page is Girl7007. And they both have, pretty much the same perspective on Akeda's message and her meaning behind it. The last message that I received from Bluetiful, I want to go on this because she made the statement that it wasn't racist because Akeda was speaking about culture, Black American culture. And she wasn't speaking about all Black American women / people. She did say most, but that most is not to be taken literal. My response to her back, and this is in the comment section of the video at the bottom, but for people who haven't seen it, or don't take time to read the comments, a really interesting discussion that I do want to share with you guys, because I feel like I have to clear some things up, or maybe just get my point across more than what the typing could do. My response back to her was that Akeda's reception of blacks was media induced, and it was not based on real factual experience. All blacks are not the way that was described in the video, and I will not agree with you or the ignorance that you are defending. I did not call you ignorant. I said you were defending ignorance, because I have already stated, like so many times before, I do feel like the comments that were made were ignorant. I do feel like it's racial brainwashing and it's promoting self-hate. I will not change my mind regarding that. I did say that she was describing hip-hop culture, which does include all races. I do not live that type of lifestyle, and she has forced that title description on all Black American women. I don't agree with the ranting and also her prejudices and insecurities regarding race separation, and I did take it very literally. Bluetiful's response back to me was not really, because she never said all blacks, and how is it ignorant if I have personally lived it? How does it make me ignorant? She never said all blacks. She's black herself, and she was talking about African American culture. She never once said all blacks are all African Americans. African American is an ethnicity and not a race. And I didn't take offense to it because I see where she's coming from. And again, I'll stress, she did not mean all blacks or all African Americans. Now, I did comment back to her, and I did let her know a little bit about the terminologies regarding African American or black, and then also separating the difference between race and ethnicity, because that's one thing that I do want to really express to people, because a lot of folks get that confused and they don't really understand. Now, I'm not a scholar or some type of expert when it comes to definitions or literature or anything like that. I would like to say that I'm a history buff. I do like to read, and I feel like I have common sense. And I mean, a person's going to perceive things the way that their mind calculates and in the way that they process it. But I mean, at the end of the day, a definition for a word is a definition for a word. And that, I mean, that's pretty much non-negotiable. There are different meanings. There are separate meanings, and also, you know, noun related, verb related, action related. But at the end of the day, the word race, the definition of race, pertains to a breeding stock of animals, a family, a tribe, a people, or nation belonging to the same stock, a class or a kind of people unified by shared interests, habits, or characteristics. Actually or potentially interbreeding group within a species. Okay, the category of humankind, it shares the distinctive physical traits. A breed, which is a race, which is what African Americans are. We're not Africans. We're not. We're descendants of African slaves, slave owners, Europeans, Indians, pretty much anyone who was in the United States at the time who's had their fair share of a good tryst with a slave, or however their children came about. We were bred, we were created, and we're separate. We're not included in the mixture. Africans don't accept Black Americans as their blood. I don't know what tribe I'm from. I can't relate with any Africans or their lifestyle because I'm American. And I'm a Black American. I can't trace back my history any farther than the time my forefathers landed on the shores. So I'm going to say I'm a race. Now, the word ethnicity, and I'm going by Merriam-Webster's dictionary definitions because I am reading it. I'm not going to sit there and say that, oh, I have this off the top of my head, because I don't at all. I'm reading, but I'm reading directly from the dictionary. Now, the word ethnicity, and I'm going to give you the Merriam-Webster dictionary definition as well. It's ethnic quality or affiliation, or belonging to a particular ethnic group or affiliation, ethnicity. And then we're going to go on to the definition of the word ethnic. Ethnic group is relating to large groups of people classed according to common racial, national, tribal, religious, linguistic, or cultural origin or background. Ethnic minorities of a specified ethnic group are relating to or the characteristics of ethnic neighborhoods, the ghettos, the hoods, being from a particular class, being a Christian or a Jewish person or Muslim. Those are ethnic groups. Being in a common racial class. Okay, so in order for you to be in an ethnic group, you have to come from a certain racial class. Okay, so Black Americans are a racial group in an ethnic class. Nationally, we are Americans. I don't have a tribe. At least I don't know it. I know I'm Choctaw Indian. Don't ask me what else. I'm a Christian. That's a part of an ethnic group that I belong to. I speak English, so that's my linguistic culture. I feel like I'm a mixture, but my background from Mississippi, I'm Southern. That's my partake on it. Now, I wasn't asking for anybody to correct me, but if you feel like I'm wrong, definitely say something. I have no problem with it. The only thing I say is, before you go and be confrontational with someone about something that you feel strongly about, just make sure that the terminologies that you're using or the things that you're using to make points is valid. Now, again, I say, okay, this video to me was very demeaning. I don't know how many times I have to repeat this. I mean, it's getting really old. This is my opinion. It's the opinion of thousands of others. anyone with common sense and a means of distinction and separation from what we want to hear and then what's actually being said to us. She was being extremely verbal about how she felt about a particular race. There was no separation in saying some or partial or half. What she distinctly stated was all. It was no way to even take it literally. It was spoken so clearly. It was racial brainwashing. If you don't know it when you see it, I mean, it's not the first time somebody's bashed us or said something negative. This is not going to be the last time. But obviously, how can you help yourself? How can you separate yourself from self-hatred or lack of understanding of who you are as a person? I mean, I feel this way. I'm a black American. I know that for sure. No, I have not tried to trace back my roots any farther than my great grandparents or stories that I've heard that have been passed down in my family. I don't really care to know at this point because I financially don't have the means to try to look up. I don't have the time because I'm worried about right now. I do understand that my past is what makes me, but also what's going on currently is what molds my future for me and my children. So I know that I'm an educated woman. I'm successful in my own right woman. I'm a good mother and I take care of my home. I raise my children, well, my child and like my godchildren. I don't have one daughter, but I'm expecting more. To be independent and to know their self-worth. I don't want to raise a lost person who's still trying to find themselves in this world of other lost people. It's never going to happen. You can't depend on someone else to help you understand who you are. And that means that if you're jumping on someone's bandwagon and they're speaking a bunch of bullshit, which is that's what it is, and you don't really even understand what her message pertains to or her reasoning behind it, you haven't taken the time out to really understand that or see it, then yes, I do classify you as an ignorant person. I do put you in the category of someone who has self-hate for themselves as a black American. If you can't even stand up to look at that and say, look, that's a bunch of bullshit, I don't agree with it, how can you say you agree with someone who's bashing you and everything that you stand for, regardless if you had any partake in it or not? She didn't say anything about actions. It was all about skin tone. It was all about nationality. It was all about who you are as a race of a person. That, by any means, cannot be taken to be misunderstood. You can't twist that and mold that to make it something that it's not. And if you are, then I feel sorry for you. But don't sit there and try to make me feel bad or try to change my mind or make me realize that it was something different when I have clearly already stated that I've seen and I've heard and I've witnessed and I do clearly understand very well that it's racial brainwashing again, and I'll say it a million times, and it's promoting self-hatred. So if you feel like Akeda was right, by any means, if you want to say anything about my videos, do state it, but do not argue the fact that she was not bashing blacks. Don't argue the fact that she was not being prejudiced or making ignorant comments or one-sided comments or misleading comments, because she was. And that's not the type of debate that I want to have, because you can't argue with a fool. It's just not going to happen. I'm not going to do it. I appreciate you guys checking out the video, giving me that view. I appreciate you actually coming back and giving feedback. But if you're just going to keep on going with the same thing, it defeats the purpose. And that's not the type of conversation that I want to have. So you can take it as me being rude. I'm being blunt. Please, please understand this clearly. I am here to make friends. I am here to meet open-minded people and to have great conversations and debates. That's all about conversation to me. But if you're beating a dead horse with a stick, it's not going to get up. So give it up. You know what I'm saying? Just give it up. I mean, I'm not going to change my mind. I feel that way, you know, and until she does a worldwide apology on YouTube saying that she was wrong or anything, which I doubt seriously will happen because it is her opinion. And I hold strong belief that if a person believes in something and they can change their mind just as quickly as someone disagrees with them, then there's a problem. So with her being strong-minded, I have no issue with that. But I won't be a follower. So y'all have a great night. Peace out.